Just gonna show you how to fix a hole. You got a hole in the RV roof? Yeah, that's not good. Branch came down, put a hole in there. Fix that right up. Let me show you. Okay, we opened it up. I used my little side nibbler here to cut myself a nice square hole. So we're just going to go get a piece of paper and trace this out so we can cut ourselves an exact copy. We happen to be right next to a roof truss right here, which is nice, so we can tie into that. And then we're going to put a lower panel below, and then some screws along the side here to tie it all together. Put our new piece down onto it, put it back, use some eternal tape to cover everything up. Not too bad. Okay, now that I've got my piece of paper here kind of shaped the way I want it, I had just using the paper and kind of folded over the edges to fit the way it should. I'll take my paper and go trace out what I need. Okay, I got my board traced out using the handy jigsaw there. Handy jigsaw. Cut it out. Okay, here we go. Pretty nice fit. That piece of paper worked pretty good. You don't need to worry about these edges because we're gonna put liquid nails in there anyways once we get the bottom piece in. So now we need to put a piece of board below here so we can tie into that to make this spot strong. Okay, nothing too overly complicated here. Just gotta stick this in there, kind of get it from both sides to give it some support on the other end, and away we go. All right, we have our liquid nails along the edge here, so let's put our board in. Nice, good and flat. I might need to knock that down just a little bit right there. These roofs are a slight curve, so sometimes when you're putting in a straight piece, you might have to knock down the corner with a little sanding or something, but for the most part, that fits in real good. Kind of just, my thought is to get some down in the little bit of a gap that's there. Force it down in there where you can. We're gonna screw this down as well. Okay, so we're just gonna wipe off a little of the excess liquid nails here. Yeah, we might knock that down just a little bit right here in this corner. Sticking up just a tiny bit. So we'll knock that down. All right, we got it all cleaned up. See the backside, it's all clean. Cleaned up the perimeter here for the eternal tape to stick good to. So now we go get our glue. All right, I like to just use this 3M multi-purpose adhesive for spraying down the rubber. You want to let this stuff sit up just a little bit to where it's tacky. Maybe let it sit for like a minute or 2 minutes, and then adhere the two pieces. So I glue both ends, the rubber and the wood. Okay, we're ready. Let's start from the back, and so in this case I'm trying to, you don't need to keep it all in one piece, but I think it's always nice to keep it, even if it's ripped like that. Kind of keep it as close as you can together. Yes, we did cut it, but we're gonna fix that in a little bit here. Get that spot to stick down. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So this type of glue gets stickier as it kind of sets up. So if you have a little spot like that sticking up, just come back later and try to push on it a little bit. It'll stick. This looks great, nice and flat. So we're gonna run internal tape over the top of that. It'll be as good as new. The key to this is proper prep work. Keeping the surface clean. That's why we got some wax grease remover. And we're going to scrub it. Wipe it off. Getting it closer to the white here. Yeah, much better. Okay, so you want to overlap it by about an inch or so, just to give this plenty of area to adhere beyond the seam. Alright, you're going to want to not really heat it up crazy, but warm it up a little bit. There. Both pieces, so the roof and your piece of repair material. So heating this up, you're just getting the best adhesion that you can get between the two surfaces. I have a blow dryer, not a heat gun. Heat gun's too much heat. Okay, there's the first piece. Time for the second piece. And here we are, both pieces are on. One overlapped over the other. Now we're gonna go over it with some self-leveling sealant around the edges. Okay, we have our self-leveling sealant. Just look for the bald guy on there. Just, this stuff kind of does its own thing. You just gotta get it over the edge, like so. This isn't really necessary, but it'll just keep your edges from ever coming up and sealing up the whole thing as a unit, which is what you want. You do this and this is never gonna leak. It's best to do this in the sunshine if you can. The warmer it is, the nicer it lays down. Do the middle, might as well. And there we go. That corner. Fill in this little crack hole there, since we're up here. And that is how you do that. Good as new.